Hey guys, how are you doing? I was going to do this video outside, but the odds were not in my favor today. The minute I stepped outside, it started raining a little bit, and then the neighbor um, came outside and decided he wanted to start sawing wood in the rain. I'm trying to be nice. I told you he's Bob the Builder over there. He just can't stop working on something all the time. Um, and he's relatively new, so he's just always working on fixing up the house, which I commend him for. But at the same time, it's very noisy sometimes. If I want to go in the backyard and be silent or peaceful for a moment, it's kind of hard to have that when someone's trying to, build the Taj Mahal over there. He's moving at a faster rate than Trump's project, his ballroom. So you can imagine the noise I have to contend with. It's it's ridiculous. Oh God, I'm tempted to say something, but that wouldn't be very neighborly, wouldn't it? Like, who am I? Who am I to go tell someone over there to go shut up, right? Oh, I'm tempted though. Anyway, the thumbnail is of the books that I read in the last 3 months, which I kind of used as a thumbnail, even though that's not going to be what this video is about. The video is about 3 poems that I wrote, but I used these books as a thumbnail because I thought it was actually funny that one of them was The Great Gatsby. I reread that for somebody else. They were reading it, and I read it with them to help them understand it. And then this John Steinbeck, The Winter of Our Discontent, and I have not read all of his books. So I found this at a thrift store and I picked it up, and I really liked this book. And then Orwell's Burmese Days was another book that I had not read before. Even though I've read a few of Orwell's books, I have not read this one. And I really liked this one too. There was a theme. Well, there are many themes, but the common thread in all these 3 books were that the narrators were white men having, I would say, self-doubts in how they lived their life in order to preserve it. And I just thought it was interesting that in the media, people were saying that Donald Trump had thrown himself a Great Gatsby party on, I think it was Halloween. And I had recently read that book. I don't want to get into all these books, but they are very good, so I do suggest them. Burmese Days is about English occupation in Burma. And Orwell really does have a wicked voice, a very cutting voice in this book about how the men live. And John Steinbeck's book, The Winter of Our Discontent, I really enjoyed because there is a narrator in here, Ethan Hawley. And his life has fallen apart because he is no longer wealthy. And so he's plagued by this during the entire book about how he can reclaim his family's good name and fortune and status now that he's kind of a lowly grocery store worker. And for half the book, he blames an immigrant. And what he does at the end to reclaim his status is just, it's awful. Just like in Burmese Days, it is a book about colonialism and about how really the narrator in the book is not comfortable with that. But in order for him to still have it good with the other white guys in his infantry, he kind of has to act like he's okay with it. It's very much about being a coward. The Great Gatsby, which a lot of people were talking about this week because of the Donald Trump party. There are many passages in this book that I love. I don't really know why someone would have a Great Gatsby themed party when Nick Carraway, I think that's his name, the narrator in that book, was mocking the wealthy. And so I don't know if you're wealthy why you would want a Great Gatsby themed book, because it would seem to me like you didn't understand the book or read the book. It's not just a declaration of how the wealthy people treat poor people, but it's also about how Nick Carraway really couldn't do anything to stop it, and how he felt about being hopeless as he watched someone else be too hopeful to join a part of society that he was not wanted in. So I think all these books were good that I read. Excellent, excellent. I loved every single one of them. And so I would recommend them. But that's not what this video was about. This video, or this audio, was about a few poems I wrote. And they too also have themes in them that have to kind of do with, I guess I say, societal decay that I think is surrounding the United States. But anyway, I'll get to it. The first poem is called No Friend of Mine. I wrote this not too long ago. Evil is no kin of mine, but I thought he was a friend one time, and so I spoke like him, and I lived as he lived, alone in mind, unkind to the truth, a self-saboteur, a plotter, blind, insecure. Then he turned on me, a move I did not discern, and he laughed at me, in a tone that only warns. And I should have known. Arid souls loathe the rain. Lord, I just pray that you can wash the stain. The next poem is called How It Works. With joy. Loss cannot restrain or tether or sever this faith. It's made of truth and will remain. So I live in joy. Mine is not a thing to toy with. Don't waste your time. You'll never find your own by thwarting mine, I am certain. So, go, rush, pray to find your joy. I pray you live in joy. The last poem is called The Nunya Party. I am an enthusiastic representative of the Nunya Party, not Noneya, but Nunya, also known as none of y'all. We don't like the either-or approach. We boast low participation numbers and a high count of courage. Our thoughts cannot be bought, and we will not buy you. We do not hone fictional bones in our bodies. We do not create images carved in unlikelihood. We like our silver spoons to tarnish a tad over here. We favor our shovels getting their gleam before their handles break. And because of this, we do not forsake our souls, nor request others to do so. The Nunya Party is diminutive. It is exclusive in nature, inclusive in acceptance. Thus, only a few have waded in the peripheral waters of its existence. We hope in a larger society than Emily's, yet find a smaller one necessary. A rose and its thorns are our lessons. I am an eager representative of the Nunya Party, forged since birth to live in untenable hypocrisy. My earthly zip code has yet to be conceived. Thanks for listening, guys. Bye-bye.